know your Disney movies, don't you? Your Cinderellas from your Pocohontases, your Sleeping Beauties from your Lion Kings. Well, let's really test your knowledge of the House of Mouse with the top 10 Disney movies you've never heard of. Imagine you're 10 years old and looking forward to 90 minutes of joyous Disney animation. Imagine how disappointed you would have been with 1941's The Reluctant Dragon, which turned out to be a live-action tour of the Walt Disney Studios with a few cartoons tossed in. If that wasn't all, a third of the film was in black and white, which may have resulted in the picture losing $200,000 at the box office.
All aboard! All aboard! Clear the track! Here I go!
Well, does that come natural, or is that something you picked up in high school?
1946 served up a right little cracker, though. Yes, it's The Story of Menstruation, a short animated movie designed to tell young girls and boys about the birds and the bees and their reproductive organs. It's thought to be the first film in history to use the word vagina and has been seen by approximately 105 million students. Interestingly, when watching the show, students were given a free booklet by the movie's sponsors, persuading them to buy their own brand of sanitary towels rather than Tampax tampons. Who needs popcorn? Scuttle forwards to 1959 and we find the unsung Darby O'Gill and the Little People, which tells the story of a wily Irishman and his battle with leprechauns. Remarkable at the time for its special effects, it most notably launched the career of one Sean Connery, who was spotted doing his broody thing by Albert Broccolli during the casting of the first James Bond film, Dr. No. It's a good job for Connery that he escaped the Disney bandwagon. Otherwise, he might have ended up in 1960s saccharine Toby Tyler, about a boy who runs away from a foster home to join the circus and make friends with Mr. Stubbs, a chimpanzee. Moral of the story, if your parents don't love you, you can always find solace with a primate. From primates to PCs and 1969's The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. Yes, the computer wore what? Starring a young Kurt Russell, it's a college movie about a student who gets turned into a computer after receiving an electric shock. Amazingly, the film had 2 sequels, all set on the same fictional campus. The biggest Disney hit of the 1970s remains almost unknown in these shores we call Britain. 1975's The Apple Dumpling Gang employed the classic Disney formula of taking a bunch of orphans and mixing them up with bumbling gangsters and a stash of gold. Shame about the sequel, though. The Apple Dumpling Gang rides again. It was nothing short of pitiful. Pity was very much the order of the day with 1985's The Journey of Natty Gann. Yes, The Journey of Natty Gann. Yet another Disney story about an abandoned child. The movie saw cute tomboy Meredith Salinger on a road trip with a wolf for company. The ultimate winner of the movie was the wolf itself, going on to bag the title role in White Fang, before being turned into a rather fetching pair of gloves. 1992's Newsies didn't launch the career of a wolf, but one Christian Bale, who somehow survived unscathed from this live-action musical about newspaper boys. The movie's gone down as one of the biggest turkeys in Disney history, but has recently enjoyed a wee bit of success on DVD. Alas, the same cannot be said of 1994's Squanto, A Warrior's Tale, about a New England Indian who's captured by English settlers. Derided for its historical inaccuracy and released close to the somewhat and more charming Pocohontas, the movie failed to hit pay dirt at the box office. And finally, we find ourselves in 2002 with Tuck Everlasting, which wasn't about a Roald Dahl gobstopper, but a girl who falls in love with a boy with eternal life. Sadly, the film didn't have the magic touch and has faded quietly into the background. And on that note, I bid you adieu. Goodbye and thank you for watching.